Hello. I wanted to talk a little bit about M1, which is a personal game I've been working on for a while. In the game, you have floating VR hands, and if you use the grip, you'll notice that I have the fingers interpolate between poses to give the user a feeling of controlling their hands, with their thumbs and index fingers and so on. That's part of the interface. When the character interacts with an object, like I have this Colt, I can pick it up, and I created hand poses that it automatically fits into. If you hold the thumbstick, I put it into inventory, I call it. This way you can use your hands if needed, hold thumbstick, get something back out. The weapons in this game, so for instance this one, can be controlled with button presses on the VR controller, or you can try to do real world things like I have where you can grab the top and cock it like that. So the bone that is controlling this top part, I just attach a physics constraint to it to make it move like that as you grab it. The hands are physics hands, I call them, which means they're attached to the motion controllers that I'm holding through a physics constraint. This way things can feel heavy, and I'll show you what I mean shortly here. So if I put this gun up and I get this rifle, you see how it feels heavy. Like as I move my hand around, it moves around in a way based on the mass of the device, right? Similarly, I can grab with multiple hands, and in this case, the hand pose, the fingers interpolate until they see that they hit something to try to create like a dynamic pose that sort of looks realistic. It turns out pretty well. It's not perfect. Let's put that up. But I decide, depending on the object, whether or not you just grab it in a normal pose or have a dynamic pose, that does that. Because I could just snap the hand, but I don't. So ammo. You can put ammo in your backpack, so that's behind your head. So you just release it behind your head like this, right? So let me put some more bullets back there, right? So now, if I were to hold a gun, like this pistol, the M1911, and reach in the backpack, I will pull out the appropriate ammo for it, right? So if I get the Colt out, I'll pull out a Colt bullet. If I get the rifle, although I need to pick up the bullets here. This is a really intuitive way for the user to reload during gameplay. So let's take a look at the Colt. So if I cock it, which you have to do with a button, the A button, then you can fire it like that. I created a plane that shows a little bullet hole, and I created some dust and particle effects, which are in my shader particle system. These are not in Unreal's Niagara or Cascade because it's too expensive for VR. Anyway, so after you shoot all the bullets, you run out, you open the gun with the B button, and if you look in, you can see you have bullets that have been fired. And then you can empty them with the trigger and rotate with A. So I empty all my bullets like that, and then I pull bullets out of my backpack and reload in a very realistic fashion. All right, now I'm ready to fire again. The Colt, on the other hand, it fires all the bullets in the pistol, or in the magazine, right? It's out. Now you dump out the magazine, put a new magazine in, cock it, and now you're good to go again, right? The rifle, you load it like this, and then you can cock it by grabbing, oh, there it is, like that, or using the A button, and you can fire it. Yeah, so I like to make, in VR obviously, I like to make as realistic interactions as you can get, almost like a simulation, where it doesn't prevent fun, So over here I have healing items. which you can store on the inside of your wrist like this. And I also have grenades, which can similarly be stored. And the grenades use the dynamic pose. You can see I have the ring simulating, so you can move it around realistically. You can grab it, pull it off, right? And now you're just holding the spoon, and when you throw it, the spoon flies off, and of course it'll explode here. Like that. Let's do another one, and I'll blow up my test dummy here, which is the monster that's in the game. Like that. Yeah. Okay, so let me create another one of those test dummies. And I will let it hurt me. Or I guess I could just climb and fall and hurt. Let's see if it hurts me properly. I'll stand up. Yep. So when you get hurt, the user interface shows in which direction you're being hurt from, like that, and your hands start to look bloody. Ah, I missed. There we go. Okay, so let me wait for the music to stop here. My hands now look all bloody, as you can see, and if I use my syringe here, I can heal myself back up. Alright, so that is that stuff. Oh, the flashlight. So I wanted to have dark portions in my game, and as you can imagine, the Quest 2 actually doesn't handle Unreal's dynamic lights well. It can't even do one. So I created a fake way to do it, and which you can see the result of here. I have a material function that generates the spotlight, and then I have that in my master material, and I use a perimeter collection that has its position set every frame as it moves around so that it updates where it's pointing. I'll have a slide about that. And it accounts for adding emissive, and it also adds reflective. So like things that are metal, you can see it adds reflection to them. Of course, the cube map doesn't match up that I'm using in my fake reflection, but it's better than nothing. The flashlight, I have some kind of a cool interface for it too, where if you hold the A button, you unscrew it, the batteries fall out, and then you can store batteries in your backpack and get them out and put them in there, and then use it again, you know. And when you interact with it, if you notice, there's a little switch on it that moves when it's on, and the tip also lights, you see. Okay, there's that. To continue, there's projectile weapons you can just throw. I made a disc golf disc for fun that has physics simulation that simulates a disc. And I also made a climbing system for the game. So in the game, you can grab and pull yourself up ladders and so on. I created an interface to show the stamina in your hands. So if you look, when I grab here, the hand turns green, then it turns yellow, then it turns red, and then you drop off. And as it returns, the colors, as your stamina returns, the colors go back. And I also play a dynamic sound to indicate this happening, which sounds like a heartbeat at the location of your hands. So in that way you can climb, which since I'm seated is pretty hard to do. Okay, I think I'll stop there with this.